welcome also from my side. We are really pleased to see so many faces and organizations represented today here. Also from the live stream, there are also some people who couldn't join today and joined us virtually. To my person, so I'm Nicola Koch. I'm the head of our retail and impact investing research program at 2 Degrees Investing Initiative. And during the last 5 years, together with my team, we have implemented one of the largest research programs on the impact, the demand, the supply and distribution of sustainable finance products in Europe. The mission of our work is to provide research, to translate research into concrete policy recommendations and also methodologies and tools with the ultimate objective to maximize the impact of financial markets. So today I'm pleased to share with you our view about the next evolution or maybe revolution of sustainable finance. And I would like to start with a brief history of sustainable finance. So it all started maybe in the 18th century, actually, when the first investors started to invest sustainably. At this time, with the pure motivation to invest in line with their values. So it was mainly religiously motivated investments, which we can call maybe today the era of socially responsible investments. In the second part of the last century, we then see the next evolution. So investors started to integrate environmental, social, and governance-related risks and opportunities in order to optimize the financial performance of their portfolios. So the motivation back then and until today is a financial motivation. And since the last decade, we have entered a new era of sustainable finance 3.0 with the Paris Agreement and the Sustainable Development Goals. So here, the objective was to use financial markets in order to contribute to the achievement of the Paris goals and the SDGs. So in 2018, the European Commission decided to implement a new Sustainable Finance Action Plan. And the idea here was first to label what is sustainable. So label sustainable activities and sustainable companies. To then sequentially to align portfolios towards those sustainable activities. The theory of change there was that by investing in sustainable companies, the cost of capital of those companies will decrease and the cost of capital of brown companies will increase. And automatically, there will be an increase of green investments from companies. So today, 6 years later, we can say that this theory of change was flawed. Impact alignment alone will not close the Green Deal investment gap. Investments in secondary markets, as research has shown, it's very difficult to affect cost of capital first through secondary market investments. And if certain requirements are met, like huge amount of investors following the exact same screening methodology at the same time in price inelastic stocks, then maybe we even can see that sometimes we can change prices. However, empirically, we have not seen that those changes in prices have translated into effective change in companies. So we need to evolve our thinking. We need to move away from only the perspective on company impact and to think more about how can we affect, as investors, the company impact. This is the so-called investor impact. Once we can do that, we can steer portfolios potentially towards financial products which contribute more than others. And in fact, this is what we call for. So we call for the next era of sustainable investing, 4.0, which we call the era of impact generation. 2 Degrees Investing Initiative and other actors have paved the way over the last 8 years to achieve that goal. And despite of all the negative news we hear today around the world, actually, there has never been a better momentum for impact-generating investments than today. Eurosif, the umbrella organization of sustainable investors across Europe, starts monitoring impact-generating investings. Switzerland, UK, start integrating investor impact in their regulatory frameworks. And even the ESAs and the Platform for Sustainable Finance recommend clearly towards the Commission to legally define what is investor impact and then to integrate it in the Sustainable Finance framework. So 2 Degrees Investing Initiative has provided over 30 research papers over the last years on that particular subject and has provided, I think, certain thought leadership. And one of our key outputs was the so-called Impact Potential Assessment Framework, IPAF, to contribute with another acronym in the world of acronyms of sustainable finance. I'm sorry for that. And the IPAF can do something which people even today don't believe us. So what we can do with the IPAF is to evaluate the potential to have real attribution based on different, for any financial product. So actually already today, investors could use the IPAF in order to optimize their portfolios towards those financial products with relatively higher or highest impact potentials. So let's imagine for a second a world where the impact objectives of investors are reflected in financial products. So from saving accounts to investment funds, to pension funds, to life insurance funds. We run surveys in over 12 European countries and estimated this market potential, if that would be reflected. And we came to the conclusion that there is an unmet multi-trillion market potential for real impactful products, actually. So our mission is to make use of that market potential and to unleash that market potential. So we want to enable investors to optimize their impact potential and to steer capital flows towards higher impact investments. We want to build a multi-million research program for that and to collaborate with existing partners, which we have already done in the past, but also with new ones. And to achieve this goal, we want first to contribute to the right legal framework. So the first step must be the legal definition of investor impact. And once that is defined, this concept needs to be fully integrated in the sustainable finance framework from SFDR over PRIPS, over MiFID, IDD, over SRD2, and also other regulations many people don't talk about, but IOPS, which is the regulation for pension funds, is also a very crucial one in order to reflect the end beneficiary impact objectives to the way how we invest for our future. Second, we need to have more research. So, for example, we need to think and to formulate minimum requirements for what we call credible stewardship strategies for secondary market funds. Because when we talk about impact, this is the key mechanism, stewardship. So what are the minimum criteria so that those products can be classified as impact-generating products? And the same counts for primary market products, from loans to bonds, to private equity, venture capital, real estate, infrastructure funds. We need to define those requirements. Third, we need to develop new methodologies and tools. One project we want to develop is the Impact Disclosure Project. So we want to push companies who claim to contribute to real-world change and to be categorized as impact-generating financial products, to report on the concrete actions, how they want to achieve their objectives. And once this is done, we want to apply new methodologies and technologies like machine learning tools in order to assess large data, large text-based data. And what has been science fiction a few years ago is already possible today. We have already started writing concepts together also with ILB and University Zurich and many others, how we can, for instance, automatize the IPEF assessment and also our impact washing work. So for everyone who's today in this audience or maybe at home at the screen, this is an invitation for everyone who found anything interesting what I have said and who believes in our mission and want to work with us together to reach out. So thank you for your attention, and I wish you a nice evening.